welcome to this week's Dirt Shed Show with me, Martyn Ashton, and look at this, it's Rich Payne, fresh from a 30-kilometre ride. How are you, Rich?
Oh, not fresh, Mark, not fresh. But I am fresh from a 30-kilometre ride, sort of. Yeah, how are you, buddy? You all right?
I'm really, really good. Can you give us a little bit of an update of your 30 kilometres for 30 days? How are you feeling at this moment, and how much have you got left?
Okay, so I've got 1 week left, including today. Insanity's starting to set in even more, as is tiredness. But otherwise, I'm doing all good.
Oh man, it's such a huge challenge. I've loved following it. I still got a week left, actually, a week of 30 kilometres every day. Even that's just, massive. Oh, I can't believe it. But I'm glad you're looking good. You're looking good.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Even though, now I'm hoping, Rich, you can be a little bit kinder to me in this Dirt Shed Show than Neil was last week's Dirt Shed Show, because I know I'm not actually there. You know, I'm being beamed in.
What?
We're kind of, you know, there's a facade going on. We all know it.
No. Don't lie to me, Mark.
As I flicker in and out of life just here, I'm on a green screen. But last week, Rich, Neil couldn't even pretend to look across to me as if I was there, and I kept looking at him, and I looked like a right dummy. So could you just at least acknowledge me? Could you just acknowledge I'm here? That's better. Okay, this week is Get Riding Week on GMBN. We're trying to make sure that you're taking the impetus of lockdown easing, hopefully, depending on where you live, and the weather improving, hopefully, depending on where you live. But generally, it is starting to feel like the frost of barriers breaking down, and to encourage that in Get Riding Week, we're talking about, and apparently you've got two really great ones, of these 5 skills you must master. And if you master these 5 things, it'll make you a much better mountain biker. I'm pretty confident I've got 3 of them. Rich, have you got 2 more?
I'm very confident I've got the other 2.
Right, okay, let's get straight into it, okay? And I'm going to start off with one of mine. Now, I've got some rules in guides. I've got some guides in my advice to mountain bikers who are earlier in their learning process than I am. I've been around a while, and these are the 3Bs. The freebies, okay? They're essentially
I like
3.
what you've done there.
And there's 3 Bs. Get it? Right, okay, so let me take you through the first one, okay? Now, I feel like when I talk about how to get better on a mountain bike, one of the most essential ones to me is the first B is balance, okay? Getting balance on your bike. Now, I don't necessarily mean perfecting a track stand, although that's very good balance practice, okay? The track stand is worth putting in the endeavour to get that nailed. But I'm not saying you have to track stand. What I'm saying is that if you can learn to ride very, very slow, confidently, really slow, I'm talking about riding along one of the yellow lines outside your house or something like that, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Something really, really basic. But if you can perfect that slow speed balance, out on the trail, your confidence will be vastly better, higher,
I would
stronger.
have to agree with you there, bud. Yeah, I'm going to agree. That's a good one.
So that's my first one, okay? If you want to dedicate some time to your riding and get better, practice balance. The first B.
Yep.
There you go. But do you want to jump in next, Rich, with your next 5 must-have? Go on.
Okay, mine's a P for patience. Which actually ties in really well with balance there, bud.
It really does.
You gotta have patience. These things take time. Learning to ride a bike, learning new skills, they take a bit of time, so you gotta be patient.
Yes. Patience. Oh man, that one, I tell you what, that is a great place for us to get into this, because patience is going to be something that's so hard. I mean, it's like when you're learning any skill, and if you look at mountain biking itself as a skill rather than these details, without patience you're going to get nowhere, because you're going to hit the wall time and time again. Where you think, I just can't improve, and then you just keep that patience, and then suddenly you make a great big gain and you get a big step forward. And that one little thing can be so important in all of your rides. It makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
Great one there, Rich.
Exactly.
Love it. Patience.
Thank you, mate.
My next one is the second of the 3 Bs from me.
Ooh.
It's braking. Okay, braking.
Oh.
Now this sounds too obvious to be important, right? But it's not. It's not. If you think about your brakes, just take this example for a great way to structure this, right? Imagine how much difference your front brake and your rear brake, right? How differently they work and affect your riding.
Yeah.
For instance, when you're braking very heavily and you're trying to stop quickly, your front brake is far more effective at stopping you than your rear brake, okay? Because all of your weight is pushing down into that front tyre and giving you grip, whereas the back wheel hasn't got that, and it tends to get dragged along behind you, okay? Just try it out. Try it out on the trail. Just use your front brake and see how quickly you stop, where you've got grip, of course, and then try and do it with your rear brake. You'll find you skid, you just slide along. Whereas, think about how much you use your rear brake to change direction of the bike and angle of the bike, okay? The 2 brakes do very different things. So if you get to learn that and understand it, how much difference the brakes make, and getting good with each brake, the front and the rear, separating them and using them together, you will be a long way to mastering being a good cyclist.
That's a good B, mate. That's a good one, actually.
Thank you. I'm proud of it.
I take it for granted, so I didn't really think of that. That's a good shout. Go
on, what you got for us next, Rich?
Okay, so we had patience.
Yes.
I have another P for you. Perseverance.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Because patience, these take times. Perseverance. I thought perseverance when it comes to crashing. Because I hate to break it to everyone, but learning a mountain bike is going to involve the odd crash.
Yeah.
But don't worry, persevere, and it will get better. They tie in quite nicely, I think, Mark.
They do. They really do. I mean, they're what's that saying? You know, they're 2 sides of the same thing. I don't know.
Nice. Is that the saying?
I don't think that's the saying. I don't think that's it. I don't think I've quite nailed it, but I get what you're saying.
2 sides of the same thing. Okay.
They're 2 sides of the same thing. I don't understand what I'm talking about. What I think about perseverance. What I think about perseverance, it's so true that well, I mean, just taking the crashings, for example, if you crash one time, that can be the end of your riding career. It's the get back on the horse, you know, that whole thing. My analogies are way off today, Rich.
Oh,
way
wow.
off. I left them somewhere else. But I get you. Perseverance is a great one, and it's going to be critical because you are going to get a knock. You are going to get a knock.
Yes.
Right, my last one, last of my 3 Bs. And this one will definitely need patience and perseverance. This is the bunny hop.
No.
Okay. Now, right, the bunny hop is a very specific skill. Okay. When I'm talking about the bunny hop here, I'm talking about obviously learning the bunny hop, because undoubtedly, as a mountain biker, you're going to get into the frame of mind of like, I need to learn how to bunny hop. You do, okay? It's really useful.
Agreed.
Really useful. So it's gonna happen. But what you don't realise when you're starting to learn a bunny hop is it's the beginning of so many other things on a mountain bike.
True.
It's your first little taste of airtime. So I'm distilling an awful lot of what you're going to learn as a mountain biker down into its very beginning, the bunny hop, okay? Because that's where you're going to learn jumping skills, control in the air. You know, you learn so much when you're learning the bunny hop, and you gain so much important insight into what's coming next, that the bunny hop is, I would say, one of the most important things to dabble into as a mountain biker.
Nice. I would agree, mate. Yeah, and even the motion of the bunny hop, like what you do is actually like how you will begin a few other bits like wheelies and manuals and stuff as well. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much about it. It just ignites all of those future skills, but all of those confidence gaining moments on the trails. There's nothing cooler than when you first just even when it's a tiny little root or a very small log, you just jump over it and it's almost second nature. And you know, your shoulders sit back and you're like, oh my God, I'm mastering this tapestry of mountain biking. It's suddenly within my reach, and it feels amazing. So those are our 5 skills you must master. We've got some brilliant ones there. So we've got balance, we've got patience, we've got braking, then we've got perseverance. I think that's maybe the most important one. And then bunny hopping everywhere it will take you. Okay, so good luck with mastering all that. If you're a brand new rider, think on those things and think how much you've got ahead of you and get riding. And if you're a more experienced rider, really have a think about those 5 things we've just talked about, and have you really mastered them yet? You might have been riding 10 years, but you could easily have missed a few of those steps. So take a look at yourself and see if you can improve thinking about those things. And definitely let us know in the comments down below what you think of those 5. Is there something else we've missed? And also, are my analogies as bad as I think? Right, it's time to head over to the news with Tom and Toff.
What's up, everybody? Let's get into the news. We saw plenty of new product launches this week, so first off, I'm just going to rattle you through some of the highlights. How do you fancy tyres that give back to the trails? Well, that's exactly what Specialized have done with their new tan wall versions of their Butcher and Eliminator tyres. Don't tell Martin, but I'm actually a bit of a sucker for a tan wall. I think correctly used, they can make a bike look really good. For each tyre sold, a portion of the profits will be diverted into the Soil Searching Initiative, which funds the developments of trails all around the world. So a great way to do some good when getting yourself some tyres. Man on Carpenter has also recently partnered with Soil Searching to work on some sustainable trail projects too, which we're looking forward to seeing the results of. Right, on to the rebirth of the RockShox domain now. Just like the Zeb, it's got 38mm stanchions and offers anywhere between 150 and 180mm of travel to cater for the enduro and e-bike end of the market. The main difference is the cost. At just $549, the domain RC is almost half the price of the top-end Zeb Ultimate. The RC uses the motion control damper, so you don't get that Charger damper plushness, and the fork is also 300 grams heavier than its counterpart. But it offers solid performance and reliability for a low price. A few new bikes for you next. We'll start with these beauties from Prime. The Thunder Flash is a 29er full carbon enduro bike, 170mm front, 165 rear, and is available in gunmetal or midnight blue. But we're not just getting one new bike from Prime. They've also released the Rocket, their 29er full carbon downhill bike too. With 195mm of rear wheel travel, this thing is big. One of the cool things Prime mentions is that their frames are hand painted, so the subtle splatter effect featured on both the bikes will never be the same as someone else's, making yours subtly unique. And let's face it, they are pretty good looking bikes. Right, we're going to move on to some new Focus bikes now, the aluminium only Jam and Thron, both which have some interesting cable routing going on. Yes, both bikes use a special stem to route the cables inside the frame, which also means that there's a blocker inside the headset limiting the steering to 80 degrees in each direction. Both bikes are 29ers, with the Jam packing 150mm travel and the Thron 130. One last new bike to go this week, it's the one with the longest name. The Niner WFO 9 RDO is back. This is a big bike. It's a 170mm travel 29er with that recognizable ribcage design protecting the shock and adding stiffness to the frame. That hot tamale color is spicy. On to some news of the Keswick Kestrel. Hope unfortunately had to withdraw from their factory racing program this year. After a fair while riding their frames, there's no better fit for Adam Brayton than to join the Nukeproof program. Nukeproof don't exactly have a factory team, but Adam will be receiving full support at all the events he goes to, making him more privateer than privateer. Hope remain on board for components, and the Kestrel will be adorned in Nukeproof ridewear too. It's also rumoured that we may see him at 1 or 2 EWS events this year too. Right, the results are in. The judges of the X Games Real MTB video competition have cast their votes and put Cam Zink in 3rd, Braga Vestovic in 2nd, and Brandon Semenuk in 1st. What about people's choice though? Well, with a margin as big as that Viking drop, Braga took it with a landslide 57% of the public vote. Stay tuned now, as Rick will be here with news of the Forbidden Synthesis team, who will be tackling the EWS on that high pivot dreadnought later on in the show. That's all from me. Let's catch up with Toff for the sickest thing of the week.
Cheers, Tom. Hey, everybody. Right, so this week's Sickest Thing's this crazy new edit from Dylan Stark. So sick. It was just super nuts rock and roll, do or die riding the whole way through on all different types of bikes, from BMX, trail, downhill, even an e-bike clip. In fact, yeah, the e-bike clip was so crazy. Basically had to use the e-bike to get up to speed on the flat so you could drop in for this insane, super huge moto jump. It's like, that must be a motocross jump, surely. Yeah, there's too many gnarly clips in this to sort of list them. The ones that sort of come to mind is the roof drop to pegs on the BMX, so gnarly. And then also that downhill bike roof drop, he like almost goes through the roof. Yeah, so I think my favorite clip in the whole video is where he's on the dirt jump bike and he does like the double set, lands into the second stair, uses the play park thing as a berm, and then does like the crank arm up rail thing. I just thought that was like the best mix of sort of like old school and new school street riding, so sick. Also, we need to talk about that insane stair gap where he clips the last stair and explodes his rear wheel and then rides out like an absolute boss. How dope is that? And his ender. He does like a 32 stair rail hop, almost lands to flat, somehow holds on. That's one of the sickest things I've seen in a very long time. Now to give that a bit of perspective, Fabio Widmer's insane huge stair drop, the Leon 25, that was a 25 stair. This is 32. Obviously, yeah, they're slightly different. Fabio does land completely flat. This, he does catch a bit of transition, but it's basically to flat. Right, so yeah, I'll say it one last time. I think we need to see Dylan Stark in X Games next year. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it'd be super sick if we could make this happen. I think, let me know in the comments below. X Games, if you're watching this, I think you should really consider him. Hopefully we'll find out next year. Right, so that's my sickest thing this week, Dylan Stark's real heat part. It's time to go back to the dirt shed.
Holy moly, Martyn, that was pretty sick.
It was
that was a sickest thing of the week, wasn't it?
He delivers.
Always, always. But now it's time for hacks and bodges, mate.
Oh, nice. I tell you what, I love it when we do hacks and bodges because specifically me and you, Rich, we've had a couple of really, really quite hilarious ones, I think.
Oh, we've had some whoppers in there.
Yeah, and I sort of had that in mind when I was looking into the GMBN uploader.
Oh, no.
And I've got to say, actually, on hacks and bodges, we've started to see a bit of a trend where we're getting lots of sameys, which means a lot of you are doing lots of stuff, but lots of bike stands. Lots of mudguard making, really useful stuff. But tell you what, if you want to get involved in the show, send me something really special that you've done as a hack or a bodge.
Please.
It can be incredible or it can be terrible, but send it in to us because we love seeing them. And I think you're going to see from the three I've selected today.
Oh no.
That you're going to love them. Right, this first one, get ready for this.
Okay, let's have a look. Right, 3.
Look at this.
Boom.
Oh my God.
Like, whoa. What?
What the hell is that? What is that? This is from Ingo. This is from Ingo, who's in Sussex, in the UK. I don't even know what to say.
I'll read this out, shall I, mate? Right.
Yeah.
Basically, Ingo, on his Specialized art, I was bored, so I fitted TT bars to my bike, but they didn't fit, so I attached them to my new proof grips. Complete bodge. You are 100% correct. That is a complete bodge. Look at the state of it.
That is
good
a bodge. Good bodge. Right, next one. This is kind of, you've got to look quickly, right, because it seems really simple, but it's actually really clever. And it's made me think of a question. What do you think of that? I mean, it's
I like the ingenuity, actually.
Yeah, and I just wondered, right, it's a very cool place to store an inner tube. I think it works as an idea. I don't know how attractive it is, but Demonkos, who sent us this, he's put it. But I'm just wondering, performance-wise, Rich, would you feel that on the bike? Do you think you'd feel that? I don't know.
I think you would, yeah, definitely. I think you would feel that extra weight down right around there. I know people probably say, oh, it's only an inner tube, but actually, if it's a chunky one with the strap and everything, you definitely feel that down there, like when you're picking the front end up and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it wouldn't necessarily be a great feeling.
Not the best, no.
Not the best.
And also, if it's a muddy,
I think what about if you did it on the rear wheel? That might be better.
Yeah, help keep it planted. That might work a bit more. Whereas you want the front end to be a bit lighter in manoeuvrability, don't you?
Yeah.
Plus, if it's a muddy, horrible day or a wet weather, then that's going to be an absolute stinker, isn't it, down there to put in?
Now, Rich, like I said, it's Get Riding Week. I got out on my bike and got riding. Check this out.
Oh, sick.
Well, it is Get Riding Week after all, so I've done it exactly what it says on the tin. I've got riding. This is my first weekend out mountain biking, well, for months and months and months and months and months. Lockdown has had me sheltering, and this is great to finally get out, get some views, get out on the bike. The bowhead's looking pretty cool. Got my new GMBN race top on, got some new shoes, some freshies, and a new helmet. Don't know if you noticed it, it's quite bright. Yeah. Yeah, it's so good to get out on the bike at last, and I can't wait to get riding with some of my fellow GMBN friends. It's going to be amazing. I went out yesterday for a little adventure to start the weekend off with a good friend who helped me through some gates I couldn't get through, and this is my local ride that I can do on my own. Up to the pulpit in Margam. It's great to be out riding. It's Get Riding Week. Get riding. Easy, eh? How about that, eh? How about that?
Right, looking good, mate.
Yeah, man, it's such a good time. I'll tell you what though, about 10 minutes after that ride, 10 minutes? Maybe less. Okay,
yeah.
I was just riding home, last little go down a trail, rolled it, was stuck upside down for about half an hour. I could not get out from underneath the bike.
No.
Yeah, no one around. It's just in the woods, birds tweeting, beautiful sunny day, and I was laid upside down on my bike. I managed to unstrap myself and climb out.
Nice one.
And then I turned the bike over. It rolled off down the hill on its own a little bit. I scooted along on my bum and found it again. And I managed. I was actually quite chuffed. I was quite chuffed. I managed to climb back in and make it home in the end. But I was just kicking myself that I didn't film any of it. I was like, oh, this would have been so perfect for the dirt edge if I'd just been able to turn to the camera and go, okay, we've got a problem here. But I forgot. I'm sorry. I had other things on my mind, like getting back in a bike. So, yeah, there we go. Never mind. But what I was going to say about that, Dale, is did you notice my brand new jacket in that? My windbreaker? Yeah.
I did, dude. They're snazzy, aren't they? They're good.
I tell you what, it's perfect for me on that bike as well. I love it. But they're in the shop now and they're going scarily fast. So just wanted to mention that if you're looking at any of the stuff you're seeing on the channel at the moment, the race tops, all of the classic stuff like I've got on at the moment, and also those windbreakers, then get over to the GMBN shop and grab them because they're looking great and they're going fast. So if you want to get in on it. Right, there you go. It was a great ride. It was a great ride. Go on.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's time for an EWS update from Rick.
Hello, Dirt Shed. Yes, this is your weekly Enduro World Series and EWSE update. We've got two new teams to tell you about this week. The first of them is the Lapierre Overvolt squad. That's a new EWSE squad fronted by the man himself, the greatest of all time, Nico Vuglio. He's joined by two new young guns in Kevin Mari and Antoine Roguet. And they're on that, well, the only bike to currently have won a pro men's EWSE race at Lapierre Overvolt, the latest generation of that. High expectations there. Second new team, the Forbidden Synthesis squad. Now this is a good news story. They are an Enduro World Series squad, very young brand, only a couple of years old, and they have quite sanely decided that their product should be tested in the white hot heat of battle, and that there is no better proving ground than the stages of the Enduro World Series. Now, they are an all-Canadian squad. Magnus Manson joins for his first year of competitive Enduro World Series racing. Rhys Verner, young Canadian rider, Squamish based, he set the world alight at Trophy of Nations when he joined Jesse Melamed and Remy Govan on that Team Canada squad. And then Jack Menzies, young pinner, he's actually won the under-21 category at the EWS in Whistler before. So an all-action squad. We're looking forward to seeing what they can do once racing gets underway later this year. And as you can tell by the cosy confines around me, I am in an Airbnb somewhere up in Scotland, and we're getting the EWS production team back together for the first time this year to start our build up to the season getting underway. So fun times ahead. I'll report back next week if I don't fall down somewhere and Rory is unable to rescue me. So speak then.
Thank you, Rick. Right, caption contest time. This picture from last week, man. Blake sent me this, and I
Terrifying.
didn't really know, and I didn't understand what had gone on, but I'm guessing there's some kind of filter been put on this. Is there? It's horrible. It's horrible.
I think the only filter's in his lips.
Yeah, it's grim.
Terrifying.
Isn't it horrible? Right, so it's Blake Sampson out on the trails looking shiny-lipped and frightening. And our first caption for this one is from Tom P. And he says, "Who needs unnatural makeup when you have loam to put on all your beautiful people's faces?" I really like rubbing loam. Yeah, I don't know about that one. What else we got, Rich?
Yeah, okay. We got Tim Garland who says, "How do you like my new Muck Off lip gloss?" Oh, it's very pink and shiny.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Muck Off. If Muck Off did a lip gloss, I'd use it. I would. I'd use it. I would. Because I just think the packaging would be amazing.
What's the third one?
The third one is from Ashford MTB, and he says, "Welcome back. I am a beautiful person." I like the sound of this one. I think. Can I pick the winner, Rich? Can I pick the winner? Is that all right?
Of course you can.
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
I'm gonna go with Ashford MTB. You are a winner. You win yourself a GMBN mug this week. Well done.
Nice.
Congratulations. And here is this week's caption contest photo. There you go. Take a look at that. See if you can come up with a caption and put it in the comment section down below. And you could be winning yourself a GMBN mug or maybe something else. But I think it's probably a mug next week. Good luck.
Yeah.
Right, Bike Vault time to finish things off. Rich, let me take you into a lovely mix of bikes, starting with Nate's Marin Rift. What are you giving that? A beautiful location. What are you thinking? Nice? Super nice?
Oh,
nice?
that is lovely. Yeah. That is nice. Yeah, I like it, and it is a stunning location. New Zealand, I love it there.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Lucky person.
Yeah.
12 speed, 130 front and rear.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like it looked like a Scottish lock to me, but there we are. It's very cool. It's a nice, well done. Next up is Martin's Titus El Guapo. Cool. What do you think of that, Rich? That's a medley.
That is. There's some colours going on there. It's a bit crazy to look at, but it's non-drive side, and you know my strict rule on non-drive side pictures. It's nice though.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Eddie's Nolly Endorphin over in Houston, Texas. I like this. It's quite nice to see that sort of box frame. I'd say it's nice. I'm not going to go more than that.
Coil shot.
Yeah, it's nice. It's got a lot going on for it.
Yeah. All right.
Next up, an Ori's Evil. Ori's Evil. Oh, I feel like we're in the box of nices today. I really do.
We are, because you guys are sending in non-drive side pictures, you bunch of crazy people.
We're in the nices.
Drive side only.
Oh, we got another one. Can we get a full set on non-drive side? This is Moisey's Totem T8. Nice hardtail. Nice.
Yeah, lovely.
It's another nice.
Costa Rica as well.
It's another nice.
It is.
Let's be honest.
It is nice. Nice.
Oh, God,
okay.
This is crazy.
You picked these out, didn't you?
No, honestly, I didn't choose this on purpose. This is from Alex. It's his YT2S, and it's in Bromyard. I'm not sure where Bromyard is, but I tell you. Maybe that's in the UK, I'm not sure. But I like it because I don't know if you noticed recently on the show, but I've been doing a bit of I've been trolling people who love hardtails and full suspension bikes just to get a bit of a reaction, Rich.
You're a cheeky one, aren't you?
I am. I mean, I love both, but I just wanted to get a bit of reaction. So it's nice to see a downhill bike because I love them, really. But, got you all chatting about them. So, yeah, nice. I'd say it's nice. If it could have been more if it was drive side.
Agreed.
Rich, there you
nice
go.
though.
Look at that to finish
Hold on.
Look at that.
I'm ringing, Mark. I'm ringing.
That is a drive side Yeti Arc, and it's from Stu. And well, that is That's a beauty, and that is £20. It's £20 that bike, so it's super lightweight. Bloody great
nice.
bike,
really super nice. And I love a bit of dry stone walling, so winner.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard you're not bad at that. That is the last bike of the Bike Vault this week, and a super nice, a nice way to end. So thank you very much for sending them in. Have you got a bike? Is it nice or is it super nice? There's only one way to find out. Send it into the uploader, just like all of these people did who are giving us their fails and sends. Take a look at this, Rich. Amazing riding, loving it, loving seeing your riding. I want to see this week some people doing some balance, and I want them to be patient while they do it. Make sure they don't go fast, so use your braking. That'll help you persevere with your bunny hop training. That's right, I want to see all that happening this week. Thank you for watching this week. Rich, thanks for joining me, man. It's been ace. I love it. I love it.
Thank you for being in the shed. Yeah, it's been great to be here.
No worries. Make sure you give us a love, like and share out there on your social platforms and on this video on YouTube as well, of course. Make sure you're subscribed to GMBN. But from myself, it's a goodbye. Rich, sign us out, please.
Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a pleasure. See you later.